sit by her mother's loom and watch as her mother's fingers flew across the tapestry, and beautiful pictures would emerge. Always, her mother sang a song that had a feeling like this. Oh, our Mother Earth, please weave for us, oh so bright, with the width of the sky and the warmth of the earth, with the white light of morning and the red light of eve, that we may be fit to walk with the birds and the flowers softly grow. Arachne, when you grow, I will teach you to weave. And when you do, always sing a song that celebrates nature. And perhaps the goddess Athena will bless your work, for she is the goddess of weaving and of wisdom. Arachne's mother handed her a tiny wooden loom for her to learn on. As Arachne grew, so did her skill, and so did the size of her loom. But Arachne did not only create beautiful scenes of nature, she created scenes of treachery and jealousy of the gods and goddesses, of how Zeus went to Europa as a bull, then to Lethe as a swan. And now Hera was so jealous that Arachne became even more famous. For now her work was not only exquisitely beautiful, it was irreverent. One would say that in the distance they could hear the hooting of the gray owl. It is a bird of Athena, the old crones in the crowd would say. She offends the gods with your work. I do not offend anyone with my work, for that bird is just celebrating. Can't you see that we may be fit to walk with the birds? Besides, I can weave better than Athena herself. At that moment, a tall woman dressed entirely in gray approached Arachne from the crowd. Are you certain? In that case, I challenge you to a contest on Athena's behalf, of course. Strange woman, can't you see that my looms are already half strung with masterpieces for kings and queens of distant lands? I have no looms left to contest with. What about that one? Now it would amuse me to see this one be used again. Arachne picked up the tiny wooden loom that her mother had given her as a child and handed it to the strange woman. Okay, everyone, gather round, gather round. The contest is about to begin. Oh, our Mother Earth, please weave for us, oh so bright. There are oohs and ahs, with the white light of morning and the red light of eve. She looked about and saw no one in front of her. She looked over at the strange woman in gray and saw everyone around her. She wondered what they were all gaping at. But Arachne beheld that the woman never touched the loom. It strung itself and it wove itself. And Arachne watched as the woman took the tiny tapestry off the loom and flung it in the air. And beautiful pictures of nature emerged. At that moment, Arachne realized that she had challenged the goddess Athena herself, and in the deepest humiliation, crept back to her room and hanged herself. Arachne's servant girl ran out yelling, "Arachne's dead!" No, Athena said, "Look again." And there, where Arachne hanged, was a tiny black spider dangling from a silken thread. Athena said, "Arachne shall create the most beautiful tapestries of all time. They shall glisten in the sun, And when covered with dew, it shall look as if it's encrusted with diamonds. But because of her vanity, her most precious works shall always be swept away by the brush of a broom.